not going to lie to you and tell you you can change your life in 2 weeks, but I know that so much can happen within the space of 6 months to 1 year. So I'm going to say to you, you can change your life in a year, and this is how you're going to do it, because you're going to become unrecognizable. As a woman over the age of 40 who's also working in a 9 to 5, you know that you have dreams and you have desires. At least you had them way before the kids came along, but you're caught in this endless loop of work, of kids, of looking after the family. You've got friends, you have house chores, and there's cooking to be done, there's cleaning to be done day in, day out. So your weekdays look the same, and so does your weekends. And who can blame you? You choose not to go out anymore because it's just the safest option for you to do. Before you realize it, year after year, time seems to be flying by. And it seems that that dream life that you once had, or those goals that you once had, they are actually now pulling away, they're fast escaping you, and they're feeling so far away from you. Well, change is not far, because all you need is intention. You just simply need to live with intention, because you're so much more than you can achieve or what you think you are. You're a little more and much more than that. And all that you just need is to get rid of fear. Once you get rid of fear, you'll become intentional. Remember, they say to you that everything you want is on the other side of fear. I know a lot of people say that and we throw it around the world a lot of times, but it is actually true, because the gap between where you are now and where you want to be is just fear that is holding you back. Once you can identify where you want to be, you can easily put some actions in, be intentional about those actions, and then close the gap between where you want to be and where you are now. You need to stop thinking about it, because thinking is the killer of action. That I wrote down in my note. And you know what you want to know also that there's somebody out there in the world living the life that you want with half the amount of talent that you have. Anyway, all that is to say to you that whatever niche you decide to pick on YouTube, there is somebody out there either already doing it, but they cannot do it the way you do it. This is everything to signpost you to a wonderful lady on YouTube. Her name is Omabelle, at least her channel name is Omabelle. This is what she thought that made her start content creation in 2013. She could not have the life, she could definitely not have had the life that she's living now if she had allowed fear to get a hold over her. And I'll share this with you. If she didn't take any action, you would not see Omabelle on your YouTube screens today. Because what this lady turned around is simply amazing. If you consume content the way I do, you will realize that she started from a house that is so small. If you've got spatial awareness, you will also notice that the space between the walls in their home, you can literally touch one wall to the other. But this woman started content creation and stayed consistent. If you thought that life is so busy, imagine having life with twins. She's got her twin girls, and she was still creating content. She was in a foreign country. She's still in a foreign country, and she was creating content. Or, if I may add, she got teased also about how she speaks. If that were you probably would not start content creation. This woman suffered severe acne for so many years on her face, yet she was creating content. She started as a makeup artist. She started creating content about makeup before she delved into beauty and then fashion, and now it's lifestyle. If you knew you were going to get teased for your accent or for having severe makeup on your face after trying so many products just to get rid of this acne that she wasn't born with, I mean, it was so severe. Every time you watched a video so many years ago, there were lumps on her face, yet she would apply this beautiful makeup. The finished product was extraordinary, time and time again. From makeup, she went into motherhood, as I was saying, and then she went into fashion lookbooks. Then she started on personal hygiene hacks for women. Then she went into interior designs for home, and now vlogs, documenting her life, a life she shares with her husband and her twin girls and a little boy. All this is to tell you that if you don't start somewhere, you don't know where you're going to end up. You may end up with a life that you probably don't like. You may end up with perhaps a time you're not quite happy with. But it is important to start where you are because you don't know what's down the road from you. Content creation, I find, is quite interesting. A lot of people sit on the idea for so long, thinking, I want to do this, I want to do that, I would love to do this YouTube. They know lives are changing. They know that the life's changing as a result of the creation of content online, that people are making money off of creating online. I'm not saying that everybody should create content or everybody will create content, but what I am saying is that if you know that you would really like to create content, then just go ahead and do it. And if you're held up by the type of niche or the niche you want to do or what is it exactly you want to talk about, then pick something within your own life and start. Something you can do with your eyes closed, something you don't necessarily need AI for, something you don't have to read about. Then start it. Omabelle's life has changed. Even I can see that. She's not where she used to be. Obviously, she has grown over the years. This is a woman that has been on YouTube for over 10 years, probably 13 years from today. She has become more self-confident. And that's not even in part of saying, yes, she's worked on her acne, but the fact that her confidence has grown from the makeup artist she was back in the day to who she is now. She has managed to build business out of creating content. She has managed to become a better speaker. Yes, she has a Nigerian Igbo accent, and people laughed at her for so many years in a comment section. But that didn't deter her or stop her from creating content. That just made her more resilient. She is who she is. That's part of her identity. How you speak is part of your identity. It's even the more reason why more people will probably gravitate towards you, because people are looking for those who look like them. I was on TikTok the other day, and I came across a young lady who was telling people she had natural hair, and she wears a natural hair in wash and goes. Now, this is a young lady who has bleached her skin, and she was telling people, her video audience, that if they want a skin like hers and their hair to be like hers, then she's selling this conditioner and shampoo. At that point in time, I knew that I was at the wrong end or the wrong street on TikTok. I had to back out. But that's just to say, people will sell you anything they want to sell you. That is content to her. For me, not really. People are always going to gravitate towards who looks like them, who wants what they have or what they desire. And that is exactly why I think it would be great for more and more women to be online on this platform, particularly YouTube. I'm not a fan of Instagram or TikTok itself, but on YouTube. So Omabelle has managed to build businesses on Instagram, even an app. I think she ran an app with her husband a few years ago, and it's such a wonderful idea. Be you because everybody else is taken. You can't do somebody else more than they can do themselves. Nobody can do you more than you can do yourself. Take a lot of topics out there and put your spin on it. That's exactly what people are doing when it comes to niching. Niching down on YouTube will help you because it will help you grow rapidly. When you get to a certain stage, you can afford to talk about anything you want to talk about. You can afford to show different personas of yourself, different personalities that you do have, and showcase that. My other point for you is start small. There's beauty in starting humbly. There's beauty in starting rough. There's beauty in starting messy, because not a lot of people will do it. But also, creating content creates possibilities. Because if Omabelle hadn't started her makeup niche, moving into motherhood niche, and then fashion lookbooks niche, and then her personal hygiene niche, nobody could say where Omabelle will be today. They've moved from a tiny apartment to their own house. That is growth. That is a possibility that they've managed to achieve. but also create because your life depends on it. That might help you one day. Anyway, that's the end of this video and today's niche. I hope you found it helpful. And if you did, do leave me a comment. I'd like to know that this video is reaching more people. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.